lunch groups is born. Who named lunch groups? Not me. 4th and 5th graders who came to the program. I carried a 7-foot screen with me to the library annex every week and ran this program that involved computer animation and all kinds of things. And the kids, who included neurotypical children, plus children diagnosed with Asperger's, plus children who could just use the program. I didn't make the choice. Let's see if this works. Does that work? Good. I think we're in business. So the program was really designed to help children with their social behavior. And Michael gave me, I was playing with the technology, so I didn't hear what the introduction was, so I'm sure it was very nice. My whole interest and my background in autism goes back to the 70s. For good or bad, I was one of the Lovaas babies. I worked with Ivar when he was just past the electric shock point. I have never held a cattle prod, but ironically, I won a research award in 1979 or 80 for using punishment with a deaf, blind, self-injurious child. Who knows, today I might be arrested for the same intervention. But I can tell you we got her rate of hitting down from 40 hits per minute to less than 1 hit per minute, and on a 1-year follow-up, it didn't change, and she got her own room and her own toys, and her ears stopped bleeding, and the blindness was from rubella. That didn't change, but she began to communicate. So punishment is something that I do believe in. Is there anybody here who just is absolutely against any kind of punishment? Raise your hand if you're against any kind of punishment. There should be no punishment in life of any kind. Hold your hand over a hot flame, no punishment. Red light, no punishment. You can run it. Come on, raise your hand if you think there should be no punishment in the world. Well, it so happens that our bodies have a sympathetic nervous system. It's part of the right? And the parasympathetic nervous system calms us down. It's the peripheral nervous system, excuse me, composed of the sympathetic and parasympathetic. This is your basic physiology, neuroanatomy. Fight or flight is the activation of the sympathetic nervous system. When we feel punished, the first thing that happens is our heart rate goes up a little bit. We feel that we are, and what I'm going to do, you don't have handouts because what I don't do is give you a handout, show you a PowerPoint, and read it to you. Who here cannot read the PowerPoints? Good. One of you can't. Okay, talk to the person next to you. All right. So you're going to see things go by because we have to get to the interesting stuff, which, trust me, is not me talking. And it's not even the PowerPoints, it's the videos I have for you. And the videos of what we actually do and when we screw up and what our data looks like and all that. So this program from 2000 began, and I know I started talking about sympathetic nervous systems. Our fight or flight reaction helps us learn. Doesn't it create a teachable moment? So if you use a little bit of verbal punishment, and maybe use it, say, 5% of the time, that might not be such a bad thing. So look what these 4th graders and 5th graders came up with. This is what lunch stands for. All right, the stuff after learning is my writing, but they get credit for the words. Learning, understanding, negotiating, communicating, helping. This is what we do in the program. And I have 4 lunch group programs currently running. I have a 5th, which is lunch group for parents, that will start in about 3 to 4 weeks. These are the current ages we serve. We have a program, as you'll see, starts, I used to say 8, and parents kept saying, oh, come on, can't my 7-year-old or 6-year-old come? So we tried one 6-year-old, that was not good. And he was a really precocious, highly functioning, kind of Asperger-y kid, just too young. 7.5 is the bottom age. That's what I've decided. 12 is the swing age. Some of the kids you'll see are 12 in the kid group, and some are 12 in the teenage group. It kind of depends. One of the kids, Tommy, 14 years old, 6'4", definitely was in the teenage group. Tommy was more autistic than most kids, and we took him into the group for reasons that I will explain, and he did wonderfully in the group. He had an enormous problem with sharp objects and aggression. So if I hit a slide and move ahead, because I'm not going to read this stuff to you. You don't need me to read this to you, do you? Good, thank you. So the program runs throughout the school year, and there's a summer program. The summer program used to be 4 weeks for the kids and 4 weeks for the teens. It looked exactly the same. The problem was 3 years ago, the teenagers rebelled and hated the program, and I didn't have such a good time either. So I took the program off the market, as it were, 2 years ago, and I reformulated it, and I thought about what they said, and I redesigned the teenage program in the summer, and it looks like this now. They get to come later. They wanted to sleep in. They get to do fewer things, not more things, fewer things. They want to hang out. They're teenagers. We take them to a nearby park, get a blanket, let them feed the ducks. They're happy. They're really happy. They do fewer projects. The projects they do have more of a touch of humor. You can go to the website and see some of the animations, and some of them I'll show to you. We build the group in stages. I am the clinician who created the program. I have begun to train others to use it. We work with about 26 families at a time now, and it runs through the school year. We're already almost full for the summer, and we haven't sent out a single advertisement. The program fills up. We're based in California. I'm from Los Angeles. We're regional center vendored, and we also occasionally have school districts who pay for our program, and then we're private pay. Everyone pays the same amount. We're on a state rate. And so we also get a materials fee. That's just some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. So we break these kids up into externalizers, internalizers, and mixed. These are the diagnostic categories that might go with the externalizers, your ODD, Tourette's, or impulse control, or anger management. Internalizers, it's that sympathetic nervous system activating again, but now things kind of inhibit. Kids who have generalized anxiety are often very quiet children. They might explode once in a while, but they stay pretty quiet. ADD, I'm using the old ADD to distinguish it from ADHD, because saying attention, can you even say it, ADHD and what it is? Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder without hyperactivity. What, you cross through one H and then you cross through the other, you get ADD, right? So we just skip that process. So these are the kids who are truly, they're not running around, but they do have trouble focusing and attending. GAD stands for Generalized Anxiety Disorder. We get socially anxious kids and selectively mute kids. Our mixed kids are the autistic population, the ASD. Okay, that's where our kids with PDD, NOS, Asperger's, high-functioning autism come into play. So a lot of times people think it's an autism group. I don't have more than about 50% children in there who have what I consider to be autism. Did OCD not make it in the list? Oh, I left it off by accident. Interesting story behind that. Anyway, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Keep in mind, OCD is not truly an anxiety disorder. That was kind of a political play back with the DSM-3 and 4. There are elements of depression in OCD, aren't there? Don't kids feel very tight and rigid? So when we talk about oppositional behavior, kids with OCD have oppositional behavior, kids with oppositional defiance, and kids with autism for 3 different reasons. And we'll talk about that as part of treatment. So we accept kids according to the following criteria. This is what we need to see. Pedestrian safety, the ability to read signs and general second-grade reading level. They've got to be able to follow a one-step command. I don't say it on here, but they cannot have excessive self-stimulatory behaviors. They can rock back and forth, that's fine.